Hey guys, this is Coach Z checking in with you. I know I gave you a lecture about physical activity with TempleTalk, but guess what? Now it's time to walk the talk, and let's discuss the aspects of taking care of our temple by giving you demonstrations. So the first demonstration I can give you about taking care of your temple is just what I'm doing right now, right? Getting out here walking, physical activity. But the thing is, if I can walk and I can talk, then I'm not walking hard enough. I'm not walking fast enough. But this is another aspect, right? So now you hear me walking and talking, and you hear me kind of pausing and breathing a little bit. Okay, so what I'm doing is that I'm actually exerting myself just a little bit more. So that's one aspect of physical activity, right? So we can always walk, cardiovascular activity, go for a stroll, ride a bike, anything like that. So next place I'm gonna show you is actually inside the fitness facility. I'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys, so here I am. I'm in the fitness facility, okay? And we have a few options to choose from when it comes to cardiovascular activity. So people love, if they can't ride bikes outdoors, they love their spin bikes. So here's our spin bikes. Spin bikes are great to use, right? Great things to use. On top of this, here we have our treadmills, and then we have our ellipticals. So these are some of the tools that we can use outside of walking, use for cardiovascular activity. All right. So once again, ACSM says, hey, I want to do 150 minutes a week of moderate physical activity. Well, guess what? 150 minutes a week, once again, is 30 minutes 5 times a day. Or we can do 20 minutes 3 times a week of vigorous activity. So just to give an example, we have this elliptical here, just working on this treadmill, right? So it's a couple things we can do to up the intensity on this treadmill. We can actually elevate the incline. We'll start the treadmill on go. Well, it's getting ready to start. The treadmill is going, it's moving slow. Okay? It's moving slow on here walking. So you got me walking on this treadmill. So a few things we can do when we're walking on the treadmill to increase the intensity, right? So I'm up here, I'm walking on the treadmill. I can increase the speed, okay? Or I can increase the incline. So if I want to up the intensity, even if I want to make it more vigorous, right? So we talked about 20 minutes of vigorous physical activity. Well, guess what? If I put this treadmill on a 15% incline gradient and I walk at a faster pace while I'm speed walking, this is pretty vigorous intensity, right? And one thing about this is that it's also low intensity. Okay, so I can do this as low, what I mean, not low intensity, but low impact. So I can do this low impact, not creating a lot of stress and strain on my joints. We can do this as well in the cycle, right? The upright bikes. So I'm getting to a point now where as I pick up the intensity, you're starting to see me be out of breath a little bit, okay? So this is a pretty high intense. I got it on 15% gradient. I got it on the speed of 5. Pretty high intense to maintain the pace for 20 minutes, okay? So this is another example I'm showing you. I'm demonstrating with cardiovascular fitness activity. Remember, once again, cardiovascular activity does not have to be done in the entire 30-minute setting. Say, for instance, I want to get creative, right? I have the treadmills behind me. Okay? I got the elliptical, and I got the cycle bikes, okay? What if I want to get creative, right? So, want to get creative, I might want to ride the spin bikes or the cycle bikes. I might want to ride these for 10 minutes. Then I might want to get on the elliptical for 10 minutes. Then I may want to get on the treadmill for 10 minutes. Or again, we can split our physical activity up into different phases, right? We don't have to do all 30 minutes here. I may want to get on the treadmill for 10 minutes first thing in the morning and then get on for 20 minutes after work, okay? But I got 2 more things to show you that I do for myself, which are my favorite exercises for cardiovascular activity that I do in a high intensity approach where my cardio is never over 20 minutes. Okay, so I do the 3 times 20 minutes in a week. I'll be right back with you. So here I am, getting ready to go back into my domain, right? So I'm a sports scientist, a full-time PhD student, and I'm a lead physiologist, right? So a lot of my stuff that I do, I don't have the luxury to go to the gym sometimes. So sometimes I have to use the convenience of operating out of my own space. Well, my 2 favorite methods of cardiovascular activity are the row machine and kettlebell swings. And I'm going to demonstrate those 2 to you because I don't spend no more than 20 minutes on both, but it's a high intensity type style workout where I can do this 3 times a week for 20 minutes and I fulfill my cardiovascular physical activity requirement. Okay, so here I am. I have the kettlebell, right? This is what I use. I can use everything in my kettlebell. My kettlebell is universal. It's like the Swiss Army knife for weight equipment, okay? It can be anything you need it to be, okay? So the kettlebell is very versatile for a lot of fitness activity. So a lot of things I like to do cardiovascular-wise, high intensity, I like to do kettlebell swings, okay? I can do those for, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, set a timer, do as many as I can, do as many as I can, break, okay? I can try to say, hey, my goal is to go to 100. I can do that. So I can do it in various methods, right? Or I can go 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off for 20 minutes, or 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off for 10 minutes, break, then do it for another 10 minutes. Or I can go a minute on, a minute off. So these are all the various training variables, time, intensity, reps that we can do for cardiovascular training. So one of my favorite activities is the kettlebell swing. And I'm gonna hinge my hips. A lot of people, you like to see people squat. The way that you work a kettlebell swing, you loosen your knees, hinge your hips, reach through, drive through your hips, pop your hips. So this is one of my favorite cardiovascular activities. Okay, scientifically, the kettlebell swing has been known to burn 20 calories a minute. So let's think about that. 20 calories a minute, 5 minutes, that's 100 calories, okay? 100 calories in 5 minutes, okay? So 200 calories in 10 minutes. So if we're doing 20 minutes of work, that's 400 calories. So I'm gonna introduce you to one more physical activity or cardiovascular apparatus or piece of equipment that I like using for my high intensity style training. So I get my 20 minutes and knock it out the way. I just do my 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening. All right, guys, so this is my last piece of fitness equipment I'm going to introduce to you. This is my row machine, okay? This is, if I were to do 2 types of cardiovascular training activities for me, what works for me may not work for you. I encourage you to walk. I encourage you to swim, okay? I walked past the pool while I was walking to the fitness facility. I encourage you to swim. Swim is very low contact, very low impact, actually no impact. It's non-weight bearing activity, which is really great cardiovascular total body exercise. But when it comes to low impact or no impact activity, high intensity, this is my go-to, okay? My row machine. Same way that the kettlebell was my go-to. So the way that I get on here and do this row machine, once again, I go 20 minutes or I can go 10 minutes, okay? But I get on this row machine, got everything set. I pop my feet in here. I get everything ready to go. Tighten myself down, put my earbuds in, work my music that I like, and then it becomes a total body cardiovascular exercise. So I'm pushing and I'm pulling with my back, I'm working my core, I'm working my abs, I'm making sure I'm breathing, and I'm working, okay? So this is another component. Once again, I stay on here 20 minutes, no more than 20 minutes, and I burn more calories than you can think of. So these are the things that I'm showing you, different methods when we talk about physical activity, guys. So this is Coach Z talking to you about how to take care of that temple. We said Temple Talk. I talked about it, and now I'm showing you about it. Walking the talk, on how to take care of that temple. Next up, we're going to talk about resistance training, which is my very favorite. So guys, take a good look at this. Think of some questions you want to ask, and think about different ways that you can implement physical activity in your life. Remember, it doesn't have to be in a full setting for 30 minutes. You can do it 15 minutes at a time, 10 minutes at a time. But whatever works for you, this is what works for me. If it's swimming, if it's walking like I first did, if it's getting on the treadmill, the elliptical, or the spin cycle, whatever works for you. If it's walking the dogs, okay? So really take time to dig deep, think about how you can take care of your temple. And we are going to follow back up with Temple Talk so we can walk the talk and discuss how we can better invest in ourselves. And this is Coach Z, guys. I'll see you later.